coming back, and I'm realizing I'm kind of stupid, and I was gravely misunderstanding some of the things I was doing. So, shoot. The colors on this are expected. It's supposed to look like this. The reason why I'm doing this is because the BIOS I'm running actually initializes these colors, and DMG backwards compatibility mode uses um, uses the same, you know, color RAM. In other words, cram is what people, I guess, call it. So the reason why you do this, and ultimately, you know, how these palettes are initialized is determined by an algorithm that runs in the BIOS using, you know, license code information inside the ROM. So basically what you get is you get recolored games that used to be monochrome on a Game Boy Color. So makes sense, looks okay. You know, so if I'm emulating the color, this is the behavior I would want. It's interesting that the timer's not ticking down. That should be probably ticking down, I would think. I just now noticed that. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to switch gears for some time, because I have an idea for something that should be like quick and relatively easy, and it would make for a less boring stream. I literally just want to see if that also happens on this stupid thing. Yeah, so notice I'm doing, like, ultimately this is a Game Boy Advance emulator, so it has backwards compatibility with Game Boy Color, whatever. But you're noticing, why is this monochrome? It's because I didn't give it the BIOS that initializes. Oh, okay, no, that is the correct behavior. Whatever. It doesn't initialize the background, or the palette information, and it doesn't initialize the palette information because it doesn't run that BIOS. It's the BIOS that's responsible for doing that. So, fair enough. I can live with that. So, the intention right now is like a side quest within a side quest. Well, no, the first side quest is complete, because the first side quest was get the boot ROM fixed. It should work in DMG mode. It should work in CGB mode. Or sorry, for games that require backwards compatibility and games that don't require it. And ultimately that's done. And you can verify that. DMG, brain rot. Right, if I run these graphical tests, it's like that was a working boot ROM on Note DMG Acid. CGB also works, right? That was side quest 1. So I'm going to start a second side quest, which is specifically addressing these eyes, right? I sort of explained it, I think it was 2 streams ago. The pizza slices are like kind of stupid. So this is going to be interfacing with attribute memory. So I guess to sort of pull that up. So done with CGB registers for now. Don't feel like it. Gonna switch gears for just a little bit, a little context switch, if you will. So that'll be somewhere in here. Tile data maybe? Nah. Tile maps. Nope. Rendering maybe? No. Looking for... looking for the attributes. Oh, I'm stupid, it's right here. Yeah, so basically, if you don't know the sort of memory layout here, you have whatever, sorry, no, this guy, 8 kilobytes of virtual VRAM, video RAM, and this itself is divided. There's the beginning chunk that actually has tiled data, meaning it has the zeros and ones that make up the color indices that you use to index a color palette, and whatever you get out of the color palette at a particular index is the color you end up rendering. In a very quick, 2-sentence description. But as you can see in CGB mode, this banks. So on the lower end of this, you have a tile map. This decides what tiles go where. I sort of explained this 2 videos ago. So in terms of like what goes on each bank, the tile data, there are 2 banks of tile. Okay, so both banks in the beginning chunk have tile data, meaning like the literal zeros and ones that make up the color indices, but the later chunk of video RAM is a bit different. The first bank always has tile maps. That's so basically that's what tile goes where. And the main reason for that has to be there for backwards compatibility reasons. The second bank, however, does not have tile maps. It has tile attributes, which lets you flip things and do other stuff, right? So you can pick from multiple banks, you can priority, color palette, etc. Bunch of stuff. So that's not what I meant to do. Basically, it lets you expand the graphical capability in a pretty convenient mannerism while maintaining backwards compatibility. So it's like pretty freaking insane engineering. But I guess to show you a solid artifact that's caused by this, you got ROMs. This game is kind of messed up. So right here, that should be flipped on the horizontal, and then these should be flipped on the vertical. So this would be a good game to sort of experiment with here in real time. I don't know how I'm going to do this yet, but more or less it's probably going to really kick in here. This type beat. So yeah, first thing I know I'm probably going to want is attributes, attributes. This will probably be like the first video that doesn't just suck and isn't ridden with just boring, mundane debugging and whatever, because like this is pretty easy to do, and it has like a pretty big, I don't know, emulators are very weird in the sense that some things are insanely important but don't have like a whole lot of payoff, if that makes sense. It's like this is very easy to do, and it's gonna have an insane like reward factor because things will render properly. But I don't know, at least I'm hoping it's easy to do. We'll see. So X flip. This will be a bool. We'll have Y flip. Yeah. Or you know what? Honestly, this might not even be. No, these matter. Okay. So what? It's this bit. So it'd be hex 10. You have to shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think. Oh, that is not hex 10. Whoops, that's hex 20. Skill issue. 20. 20, and then this would be 40. Shift that way. Right. Hex 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hex 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Simple enough. So yeah, I mean, that's what we use to determine if the flip is necessary. I suspect horizontal flipping will be a lot easier than vertical flipping for various reasons, but these aren't methods, they're not in a class. So, I mean, if we see how we do, this finally gives me a good opportunity to like kind of explain the fetcher code. So, I mean, you kind of have 4 states, each one takes a handful of clock cycles. This reads, let's see, so this does 2 things at once, kind of. And this is like where the engineering behind getting, bringing color into a monochrome system kind of shines. It's like this performs a read on both the tile data, so this gets the index from the tile map stating which tile do I actually draw at whatever pixel I'm on, and then I'm still kind of hard coding is CGB mode, just because like I really want that extra, if how do I explain this? Technically, this probably wouldn't happen, and then in the real hardware, like it would always do this, but I'm putting the check in anyway. If it's not in if it's not in CGB mode, you would want it to be 0. So this is basically just like an additional sanity thing. So it basically reads both VRAM banks at the same address. Mind blowing. To get both the tile index from the tile map and the attribute data, which is freaking nutty. So that's that. So that takes 2 clock cycles. This is stupid. Just reads the low byte. So for any given row of tiles, 8 pixels are pushed into a FIFO at a time. So, and the reason why is because they're stored kind of funky. You have 1 byte, which is, I'm calling quote unquote data low, meaning this byte makes the least significant bits of each color index. That takes 2 clock cycles. Then you have data high, same thing as data low, but it makes the most significant bits. And then in push, this just kind of happens until it works. So, you have a pixel FIFO of 16 pixels max. It just tries to push until eventually it can push an entire 8 pixels in at once, because again, it fetches 1 byte or 1 row at a time. So this is what I have highlighted. This is kind of what needs to change. This as well. So I mean, we can do include, or no, I don't even need an include. Just, it's a byte, right? The end goal is to get a byte out of this. like this can go here. So then the goal is to replace all of this junk. What to call this? What to call this? What to call this? What to call this? Oh, stupid Discord, shut up. Okay, so we'll have a byte low, const byte t high. And obviously I'm not going to do this here. This is going to be declared here, defined elsewhere in a source file. Probably want ooh, tricky. Hold up. So I'm starting at 7 and kind of working back. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. What's the include for size T? Is it C standard def? Yeah. And then bool mirror. Okay. So, yeah, not the biggest fan of this. I would like to change this to a standard size T. We'll do 0 less than 8. And then ideally this can change to... I should be able to do that without breaking things, but we'll see. Nope, that is terrible. What? Oh, duh. Yeah, it hurts being stupid. It's not fun being a moron. There we go. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. Cool. So, okay, the rest of this should be pretty straightforward then. I'll ignore this for now. Alright. And this is like just gonna do basically the same thing. Let's see. So, I mean, it's basically just gonna be feel the same thing. This data obviously doesn't exist. I don't know, I might rename it. It's kind of ambiguous with the naming. I don't know why this isn't const. Let's see, color index. This is going to be invoke this. Calc color index. Give it the data low. This would be, I guess, the shift. And this can just be false for now. So it should be identical to what it was before. Yep. This is not right. Color. Oh yeah, fair enough. It's an unnecessary comment. So I mean, honestly, might be a better way to do this. Am I including yeah, that's way better. Less stupid argument passing. So at that point I can just do, can drop this. Whoops. And I can just do like const pixel reference px. Much better. It's gonna complain. No, it's not even gonna complain. I thought it was gonna need to do forward declares, but we should be fine. Oh, hold up. No. No, I regret that. The pixel is down there. I'm stupid. Not thinking. Okay, yeah, no, so I do kind of need this. That sucks, but whatever. I'll do it this way. Const by t attribute. Yeah, it's like I don't like data, 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 data dot. It's just past the whole data thing, but the problem is it would be quite a pain to get that out since this is a nested struct. That's not a big deal. It's fine. This works. And at the end of the day, it's really not going to make a difference. Const by t atter. This is low. What? Low byte, high byte. Okay, so make sure I didn't break something. Yeah, it's fine. Who cares? And then so the final, okay, so this works. Probably don't need to mess with this anymore. Now the final thing is if, and this is what's nice is I can do get bg xflip, just pass that in. Whoops. Can do that. Ugh. Right, so, I mean, let's make sure that I got the bit right. So, I would expect... Okay, so I got it backwards. This is if it's not flipped. I mean, that looked promising, though. I saw the problem tiles, so... Yep, now I would expect these to be messed up. So this is what will get flipped once the algorithm's written. And then these don't actually need horizontal flip. They need vertical flip. So simple enough. So the way this is going to work, it's going to look similar. It's just instead of this will be a 1. I would think that would just do it. Ugh, shoot. Oh my gosh, man. That was dumb. There we go. Now we're talking. So that's fixed. I mean, these are still broken because that was only horizontal flipping. I could imagine CGB acid looks a lot better. Yep. So we just gotta get the oh man, YouTube might flag me for that. The vertical flipping. I meant to say horizontal, okay. So I'm gonna do this. Just I hate the redundancy here. So you can do this, right? And then you can do byte T, high bit, low bit. Sure. Yeah, I mean, pretty straightforward stuff. But high payoff, just because it's graphics coding, it's graphical stuff, so you can visibly see the results of what you're tinkering with. Ah, cool. I'm not gonna rerun the test suite. I mean, I can't imagine this broke anything, so I mean, I'm not messing with any timing, I guess. If anything. Yeah, run the test suite after you do get push, people. That's the way to... That is the sane way to do things. Test and prod. Anyway. So, vertical flip is going to be a bit trickier for various reasons. So I mean, DMG acid's going to be the same. I say that for various reasons. Well, okay, well that's another thing. Okay, I don't need to check DMG acid because DMG doesn't have attribute bytes. They don't have the attributes. And the reason they don't have the attributes is because they don't have a second VRAM bank. So my work there is pretty easy. Yeah, the reason why doing this vertically is going to be a bit trickier is because, I don't know, maybe it's not, maybe I'm overestimating it. I have to find where I'm fetching the tile data, so it's going to be like, actually, you know what? Calc pixel Y. Yeah, because rather than it actually happening in the pushing, I don't know, because like from a horizontal perspective, all it does is it pushes them in a different order. But from a, approaching the flipping from a vertical perspective, uh, it's trickier because it fetches an entirely different row. So this calc Y is bruh is called stop from here, and then this is called in the fetch stage, so that's probably what I want to mess with then. Uh, yeah, so I'm assuming this applies to both background and window. CGB mode, additional map, whatever, store if you're a big one, blah blah blah. It says BG map attributes, but I don't know. Tricky. It's a nice thing about I'm harassing people in Discord asking. I don't know. I mean, that's why the Discord exists. If you're not in the Okay, number one, if you're interested in developing emulators, emulator development, quote unquote, Discord is an amazing resource because it is a window into a million other resources. You get the point. Like they have text channels with links to documentation. They have people debug. Obviously, consult the documentation first. I'm not seeing it in this little snippet, which is annoying. X flip, Y flip. Yeah, they just don't say anything. It's lame. So, anyway, pulled the trigger on the Discord, the question. I'll just start writing in the meantime until I have an answer. So, whatever. But yeah, this needs to change. Or this, maybe, this definitely. So, let's see here. What to even name this? Man. This comment's stupid. Oh, I forgot I had that keybind. So it's kind of nice because we can just drop it like that once it's there, once we know it's good. Just whatever I decide to name this function. And the reason why I'm keeping them general purpose, just kind of exposed in the headers, because I want to reuse a lot of this stuff for sprites when I start doing sprites. Like, perfect example, this, you don't need to worry about anything. It's just directly callable as, you know, an interface, whether you're doing background or sprites, because eventually, both background and sprites are going to require this capability, so kind of thinking ahead to this as well. Oh, someone's already typing in the Discord. Nope, they didn't answer me. It was something else. I don't know. Worst case scenario, I just leave it alone until I either do pick up on some graphical artifact somewhere and then realize, oh, this is why it's happening, or just I leave it and the answer to my question is no, and then I never have to touch it again. We'll see. That's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, someone just answers my question. But no pressure, obviously. Let's see. So yeah, the big hurdle here is I don't know what to name it. it's always the hurdle. I understand that the and FF here is redundant since it's already 256 bits, but whatever. Byte T. I don't know, man. Bruh, moment. Oh. Oh. I don't know. Correct. Y. Pixel. Stupid. Y. PXY with flip. Sure, whatever. So we'll do hang on, another problem. Another pretty serious problem. Ooh. No, hang on. Because this happens early. This happens earlier than we have the attribute byte. That's not good. Shoot. I didn't think of that. Right, because this is where this happens. I mean, it might not be the end of the world. Like, worst case scenario, I just get... So this is actually just getting the scan line we're on. So I'm thinking about this wrong. I want to take care of it when we do the data fetching, not the metadata. Yeah, because the metadata address is going to be the same. The metadata address gives me technically the address of two things, the index and the attributes. That doesn't change. Right, so calc this. This is fine. We don't need to change this. Like, thinking about it functionally, behaviorally, this is fine. This is where the problem happens, because we do fetch. Oh man, it's nice that I put this in its own thing, so I don't have to. Whatever. So we should have the metadata at this point. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so I guess this is probably what will end up changing. Why am I calling this twice? Calc Y pixel. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, this is getting a... I see. That gets it at a pixel granularity. I see, so this is giving me... Okay, this tells me where within the... Okay, so this is what would end up changing. This has to... I mean, I guess we could literally just... I don't hate that. Let's see, this is byte t, so we can just say ypx offset within tile. If I could spell. Oh, love that it did that. That doesn't hurt my brain at all. Frickin' stupid. And then const might t matcher. Okay. I am getting hungry. So, thankfully, this feels like it'll reach a point of closure soon. Dang, stream was only... I thought this would take a lot longer, but thankfully things are going reasonably well. I thought the vertical flipping would be quite a nightmare, but it seems to be fine. Flipsy. Flippies. I'm not gonna do that, bro. What kind of brain rot am I on? Attributes. Or I guess I've been kind of doing it this way. There. So... Dang, I might hit this pretty hard with refactoring. Because I don't really like the fact that... Oh, never mind. Okay. No, I understand why I did that. That makes sense. Whatever. So... if get yflip. So this is the tricky part. Let's see here. Oh, what the heck is this? Some stupid truth table I was making. Anyway. This is gonna look horrendous. Oh wow, they updated the UI for some reason, even though the old one was totally fine. Love that. Unnecessary UI changes are... Ugh. Right, this is a tile. Right. So, say I have... Everything has to be a pain. I love how it puts it in the center every time. It didn't used to do that. It used to go under your cursor. Or maybe, I don't know, my typical usage of this tool is not actually in a browser. I use it as a plugin for a note-taking tool. At least in the note-taking tool, it it puts it under your cursor, which makes a lot more sense than whatever the heck that is. So, not gonna bother labeling these because the deal here is we're trying to fix vertical flipping. So, If I do, oh, see, now I don't know how the frickin' UI works. If I do this row, that means I want this row in reality. Oh my gosh, what did they do? So it's literally just 7 minus the number. Okay, easy. Max. Right, don't use magic numbers, it's cringe. I say as I almost used a magic number. 0x. Ironically, this is also 7, but there's that. So I'll probably get rid of this bit mask, because that's gross. So again, the reason why this is also 7 is because you use 3 bits. Sorry. No, 3 bits. 3 bits? Ooh, I am having a stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Use 3 bits to represent 8 rows of tiles. I guess I don't need that. Ugh, I'm actually brain dead. Max pixel index. Simple enough. So now literally gosh, the naming on this is so bad. I'm gonna have to revisit it. Calc tile row index. It's so atrocious. Data dot attribute and then shebang, whatever. Rename this, make it less verbose. It's like you read this, so you have no idea what the heck this is supposed to do. Let's see. Yeah, I hate it. Calc y px flip. I have to write the header there. So then can rename this then. Or maybe not, because this one actually does kind of make sense. Sure. So ideally that'll just work, but we'll see. Do we start with the scary one? We'll see. Looks good so far. Any minute. Oh yeah, easy money. First try. GG's. Yeah, so that's that. Pretty straightforward. Something is kind of bugging me though. Oh shoot, I have to not resize because... I mean, it's probably me overthinking. Was this one of the tiles that was flipped? GPA, ROMs, SMB. No. SMB. This. Ah! I mean, whatever. I'll know what to look for at this point. Jeez. I genuinely had to take the headset off. So loud. Okay, I guess that's just... This was freaking me out. It's like, why is this so close to the edge? But, no, it looks fine. Anyway, that was, like, ridiculously simple. Hold up. This is still messed up. Let's see. Yup. Cool. Yeah, pretty basic commit. Yep, cool. So, I mean, I guess it would also be worth checking, what? Oh. CGB, sorry. Because now the eyes should actually look like eyes. Yeah, I mean, obviously, they're supposed to be one color. Actually, maybe that's not obvious, because I don't think I've actually shown it. CGB acid. Yeah, like they're supposed to be green. But my assumption... That'd be a good thing to check, honestly. My assumption is that they're not green because it's just rendered with sprites. Wouldn't be a hard thing to check. Yeah, hold up. That's not what I wanted at all. It's tricky because I want to not mess up because I'm using SDL2 and it's frozen, so if I draw over the texture, it's gonna freak out. Bear with me. CGB acid 2. Tools. Okay, I just have to be careful here. Yeah, so this is nice. This is the QT version. It actually has a UI. So eventually we'll do something similar, but I mean maybe. I've never done this in my previous emulator just because I'm lazy. It's like you don't need a UI for an emulator. You have like a semi-working CLI interface, but oh, I'm stupid. What am I looking for? Tools. Oh, it's been so long since I've looked at this. Game state views. That looks right. Tile map. Don't. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Is it Control P to pause? Yes. So that makes sense then. It's red and black here, so it's probably just being rendered with not tiles, sprites. You put green sprites over the red. that doesn't help very much. Oh my gosh. I mean, I guess it depends what scan line are we on. That is annoying. Whatever. I mean, my case holds. It's what I'm doing is probably right. If the tile map matches, I'm just missing hardware. So, yeah, still no answer on. I'm just gonna delete my question, honestly. I'll do a little bit more digging, but I mean, if this applies to background and window, I would assume everything kind of. Oh, hold up. No, 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 no. That's not what that means. Between background and layer. Oh, yeah, it is. This is going to be an absolute mess. Yeah, it's probably fine. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, I said this was going to be a short one, but I didn't nearly anticipate this short. I'll hit the test suite and then call it, I guess. Ah, no. Yeah, I need to get some stuff written up for rerunning the blarg tests for convenience. And it's like eventually it would be cool to dump frame buffer information uh, for some of these visual tests to make sure they're like pixel per pixel accurate. Calculate an MD5 sum or something. Let's make this a little more interesting. Yeah, okay, so I don't think I've actually showcased this yet. Maybe I have and I'm just stuck in a bit of a dementia moment, but it's like we got the backwards compatibility with the coloring working. Yeah, I'll probably get some more unit tests written off screen, just because it's like I already know very well nobody wants to see that. Uh, yeah. I don't know. I'll do that. Maybe get serial working, just because there are some test ROMs that write to the serial port, so you can check it with automated testing like this. It's a pretty easy thing to do. Maybe start addressing some of these failures, because a lot of them should be pretty easy to fix from the selection of what I've seen. Again, a lot of it's more hardware is missing rather than bugged. But the little bit where the hardware is bugged because of like timing inaccuracies, it's not gonna be like anything crazy to take care of.